Hi guys, we've got the Arks of Omen book being released this weekend, and today we're going to talk all about the Arks of Omen Detachment and how you build armies going forwards. So just before we carry on with the video, guys, I just want to say, if you hit that subscribe button, notifications bell in the corner over there, you'll know every time we release one of these videos, which is quite often now, and you don't want to miss out on any of it. And if you enjoy our content and you'd like amazing discounts off our web store, or if you just like to support the channel, then head over to glasshammergaming.co.uk and join the elite. Right, let's get straight into it. So we've got the new Arks of Omen Grand Tournament mission pack here, and a few things have changed. One of the more noticeable ones, the biggest changes, is the Arks of Omen Detachment, and that's going to tell us how we can build our army going forward. And there's a few things we need to stay at the start just before we look at what the detachment actually looks like, and the biggest change is the first line. And I don't think very many people know this, but it says each player must include, there is no can include, maybe can include, optional, stuff like that. Each player must include one and only one Arks of Omen Detachment. So this is on page 7 of our book, and it's here right at the front of our book, and it tells you what the Arks of Omen Detachment is and all the restrictions for it and stuff. So I'm just going to break that down for you right now. So you have to use an Arks of Omen Detachment. Then you're only allowed one Arks of Omen Detachment. So literally your entire army will be in that one detachment. However, there is a stipulation underneath that says you can have one allied detachment, which must be a patrol detachment or a super heavy auxiliary detachment, both of which can be found in the core rulebook for Warhammer 40k. So if you want to add something into your army, you can go and have a look at those detachments and whether you'd like a patrol or a super heavy auxiliary in your army. And a new rule that we've gained is these detachments are all free. They always cost 0 command points. And we're starting with 6 still. So GW have kept the rule. They've seen that they like the Nephilim only starting with 6 command points. But what they've done is they've gone, okay, it seems a little bit unfair, which is what we were saying, you know, if you watch some of our videos from when the last book dropped, we thought it was a little bit unfair that some armies will be able to, say, take a Vanguard or an Outrider, for example, like Dark Angels, and they can take that with 0 command point cost. However, if you're anyone else and you want to build an Elites army or a Fast Attack army, you would have to pay 3 command points, even if it is the only detachment in your army, to take and build your army the way that you want, which they saw as a bit of a, you know, let's not do that. Let's make it more of an inclusive thing. And I'm in favor of it. I really like what they've done there. They've gone, right, you've got half the command points we used to give you. You've only got 6. However, all of these things are free. You're free to build your army the way that you want. We still have the 2 stratagems, which are a warlord trait and a relic. It gives your warlord model, your warlord unit, a warlord trait, and then a relic to one character in your army that is not a named character. And the stipulation is still there that if it's a named character, which is your warlord, and you use that stratagem to give them the warlord trait, they gain all of their warlord traits, not just one. So quite a few things there have changed in the way that you organize your army and how you're going to lay it out. But the main thing I think there is that we're going to walk away with loads of our command points, and that your whole army must fit in one detachment. The allies have their own stipulations. There's a few restrictions on who can ally with who, and some factions don't even get an ally, so they can't take any added goodies, just what they start with in their Arks of Omen detachment. But all of these can be found on page 9, I believe, the very next page. Pages 8 and 9 tell you all of the allies you're allowed to take with your primary faction. I'm not going to go through all of those because there's quite a lot, but if you go to page 9 in your book, you'll be able to see who can ally with who. Another thing is no understrength units are allowed in these detachments, which is fine. We've always known that. So let's go on the basis of the Arks of Omen detachment is all we get. Let's not have a look at the allies or anything like that, because most armies will be built as one faction from an Arks of Omen detachment. Let's just have a look at that. Now, there's one stipulation which has stayed and has not gone, I think that we've all been in favour of, because without it, at the start of 8th edition, the game was insane. And that is the rule of 3. And that is still there, I'm happy to mention, with the exception of units with the troops or dedicated transport battlefield role. You can only have 2 of any one data sheet in a incursion game, or 3 of any one datasheet in a strike force game. They have taken onslaught missions out of this book though. Onslaught is not there anymore. It's battle sizes, incursion, and strike force. So if you like to play your bigger games, stick with Nephilim, or use the Apocalypse books. But yeah, this goes up to strike force. So what we all like, and there we go, we know in tournaments there's still going to be a maximum of 3 of any one datasheet. So that's a great thing to have kept, in my opinion. And then if we look at the actual Arks of Omen detachment, it tells us that 1 HQ is compulsory. So that's made a big change to quite a few things, because you're now, all of the detachments are gone. All of the detachments are gone. Because like I said there, you must include 1 Arks of Omen detachment in your army. And then you can't take anything else. It's just an Arks of Omen detachment. Now, all of the regular restrictions apply. All units must be from the same faction, of course. They cannot be Imperium, Chaos, Eldari, or Tyranids. So the reason why they've done that is so that you cannot, switch over in the middle of a detachment. You can't mix faction units in detachments. For example, if you were to use the Tyranids keyword, I believe you could take Genestealer cults and Tyranid units in the same detachment then, because they both have the Tyranids keyword. However, with them saying that it's not Tyranids, you would have to use, for example, Hive Tendril is the faction keyword for all the units that you're going to take in this detachment. Now, the reason why I like it is because your compulsory has changed now. So the 1 HQ is compulsory, but then you have to pick one of the other highlighted slots to be compulsory. That can either be Troop, Fast Attack, Elite, Heavy Support, or Lord of War. It's quite nice that they've rolled Lord of War into that as well. So 3 of those are compulsory, but only 1. You pick 1 channel of those. You can't take 3 compulsory troops and 3 elite troops. You can't do that. So 1 of those slots you pick, 1 of the Force Org slots, and you've got to take 3 choices from that Force Org slot that are compulsory. And then you have a load of optional ones. You have up to 9 troops that are optional, up to another 3 of all the others, the Elite, Fast Attack, Heavy Support, and Lord of War. You have another 3 optional HQs, and of course 3 fortifications. Aircraft are still limited to 2, which is good, because we saw people taking crazy advantages of that. And one thing I really like, which has been put in a little square in the bottom of the page, guys, don't miss it. So the dedicated transports, you can include 1 for each infantry unit taken in your army. That's the same as what it was before. However, elite character units, you can take up to another 3 optional elites, up to another 3, and those ones are character units only. So in there, if you're taking Death Guard, for example, you can take like a Biologus Putrefier, a Noxious Blightbringer, a Plague Surgeon. There are so many that you have in armies like that, characters that are crucial to the way the army works, but you could take them as optional, additional elite slots. So it's not eating in to how many elites you can have. So we have all of that in there, and that is how the detachment itself works in general. And I think we're going to see a lot more variety now. My views on it is that I think this detachment is great. It gives you more freedom to build your army the way that you would like to build your army. And I think it's going to have a big impact because it's a free detachment that costs 0 CPs. And I think some armies are really going to benefit from this because of that 1 HQ slot. For example, something like Harlequins, where you are like, or Death Guard as well. A lot of their valuable characters are in the elite slot and not in the HQ. So you don't really want to take that many HQs. Here now, what you can do is you can go, I have up to 12 troops if I want, or up to 9 optional ones, and 6 of any other elite slot that I want to be compulsory I can take. And I want to do all of that, build my army elite, and I don't want to be restricted to have to take 2 characters or 3 characters. You can just take the 1. There's only 1 that's compulsory in this detachment. Now, I do believe you can take other detachments in your army, because it says each player must include 1 and only 1 Arks of Omen detachment in their army. This is a detachment that is bespoke to this mission pack. When you include this detachment, you must select 1 of the stacks of compulsory battlefield roles and then the requisite number with the designated battlefield roles to fulfill that detachment's compulsory requirement. So it doesn't say that you can't add any other ones for the same rules. You can take... No, it says 1 allied detachment to your army. Okay, no, yes, so I was correct. You can only include one of these. The Vanguard detachments, Outrider detachments, they're all gone. You can't take any of those anymore. So there you have it, guys. That is the detachment explained and how the detachment works, as well as all the restrictions and how it's going to look building your army going forward. I hope you've learned a lot there. Of course, the book has only dropped this weekend, so I hope you're learning just as I'm going along. Check out all the other videos that have been going up this weekend as well about, Armor Contempt being gone, the Arks of Omen secondaries that have changed, because that's in another video. We're not cramming it in with the detachments. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and if you watched to the end and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and notifications bell in the bottom corner over there so you know each time we release one of these videos. And if you like our content, you would like to support the channel, have amazing discounts off our web store, then head over to glasshammergaming.co.uk and join the elite. And I'll see you in another video, guys. Take care. Live stream Warhammer 40k games, meta-analysis, tournament reports. Hi guys, I'm Manny. I am one of the co-founders of Glasshammer Gaming. I'm one of the current top 5 ranked ITC players in the world, and I play for my international team, Team England, and we are the current reigning world champions. So we started Glasshammer Gaming at the start because we play a very high level, and we realized that a lot of content creators online were more narrative and not really focused on the competitive aspect of the game, and we thought it'd be really cool if we made battle reports, live streams and tactics videos to help players improve in their competitive game, and also for people who are looking to start getting into competitive play, help them along the way and give them some tips. We also have an elite service, and if you join up, you get more in-depth meta-analysis, competitive tournament reports, and even bigger discounts on our store, which are incredible in the first place, and you're basically getting some of the best discounts in the world. If you join up, you also get access to our Discord server, where there are lots of like-minded people who also want to be very competitive and play to the best of their ability, and you'll be added in there with all of them. There are different channels for every army, every faction, so you can talk to other players who play the same armies as you and improve together.